Maybe 20 minutes from now, you're going to see this pouch, which doesn't look like much of anything, but inside of it is a glass. If you've ever been to a Jewish wedding, you know that every Jewish wedding ends with the breaking of a glass. I have no idea why. Anybody know? There it is, another wedding where we do something we have no idea. Oh, you think you do? Okay, go ahead.
The destruction of the temple in Jerusalem.
It's kind of a bummer. The destruction of the temple in Jerusalem. Here we are on Grant and Kara's happiest day, and we're going to break a glass and remind ourselves of our people's second greatest disaster in all history. So you may be right. It's a crazy tradition. Others, this is my favorite explanation, that some rabbi who went to the reception afterwards thought people were having too good a time. And with so much pain in the world, really, you shouldn't be having that good a time. So he took his wine glass and he heaved it against the wall to remind everybody of the brokenness in the world. It's a beautiful sermon. You saw someone do that?
No, I've never explained.
I love this. I've never had an open discussion. Yeah, what do you got?
The rabbi from Arius told us it's the last time the group gets put down.
Okay, yeah, that one. Some rabbi told them when they got married that he needed to step heartily because it'd be the last time he put his foot down. I actually told that to the wedding couples, and I got such a lecture from every feminist in the room. I've never used that one again. But another one that I do enjoy is that Grant and Kara's marriage should last as long as it takes to put pieces of this glass back together.
There you go.
That's it. So I'll forget that I told you that, and I'll probably repeat myself in a few minutes. But the reason I came out here was to tell you that you all are here because you're dear to someone who is standing under that hookah right now. You were not asked to come here to videotape the wedding. We have professionals in the back who are doing that. So do yourself a favor, put your phone away. Silence it first, so you're not the one whose phone goes off during this ceremony. Silence your phone, put it away, and actually be present in a way that humanity doesn't seem to do anymore. Be present for this ceremony and love them the way that they love each other. And when you see this glass come out again, take your phone out, turn it on because it's fine for it to go off then, and get ready to take a picture of the couple. By the way, if you'd like to take one last picture before you do put it away, you can do that. Can you guys turn around and let them take a picture of it? There you go. Take your picture. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Got your picture, now put them away. I don't want to see them or hear them again. Until you see this one more time. Good. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Good. When you started your wedding ceremony, they can hear me. When you started your wedding ceremony, Kara, you circled Grant, although I can't confirm it, 7 times. 7 is a magical number in Judaism. It is a wish for wholeness. 7 days of creation, the 7 blessings that we'll recite in the middle of this ceremony, and the 7 circles are all about fullness and hope. And the circling in particular, as I explained to you guys and want to explain to them because everybody thinks it's such a weird way to start a wedding ceremony. If they knew, and they will, what you knew, it would make perfect sense. So you ready for it to make perfect sense? Okay. If you could draw a magical circle of protection around the people that you love most in the world, would you do it? That's what she did. She drew a circle of protection around Grant and around everyone who would stand in that circle with them in the years ahead. And I can't think of a nicer way to start a wedding ceremony. So let's start. Continue. A husband says to his wife, I love you. What you have done for me this week, comforting me, challenging me, privileging me with your grandeur, I shall never have the skill or the genius to articulate. Dragged down again and again by mundane and commonplace jobs and burdens, I am raised by your arms once more to the visions of myself with you. And a wife says to her husband, because of you, I will never know despair or the claws and clutch of loneliness. You are a constant revelation, a reminder of all the noble and the upright of the earth, and I shall never know for what reason I have been graced by your love. Companion, ineffably precious friend, each moment is a bracha, a blessing, because of you. Each day is a portion of the mysteries of Sinai and of creation. Each tomorrow is a taste of future worlds. They move each other's souls in ways which only the eloquence of silence can express, but you see, they must speak, each to the other, each saying, I love you. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai, berachnu chem mibeit Adonai. Blessed be you who come in God's name. We bless you from this sacred space. Ivduet Adonai b'simcha, bo'u lefanav birnana. Serve God with gladness and come before God with rejoicing. Mi adir al hakol, mi baruch al hakol, mi gadol al hakol. Yevarech et hechatan ve'et hakala. May the one who is mighty above all, blessed above all, and great above all, bless this groom and this bride. We call this ceremony in our tradition kiddushin, from the Hebrew word kadosh, which means holy. Something holy is present in this room right now. Much as my ego would like it to be me, bottom of the totem pole. The objects on the table behind me, the chuppah beneath which you stand, nada, they're not it either. It's the two of you, and Jewish tradition recognizes that. Something small but powerful, the love between the two of you, 2 out of billions on this planet. Judaism and its tradition recognizes as something incredibly special, that you would find each other in this vast world of ours, that you would fall head over heels, helplessly, deliriously, and eternally in love with each other. That's holy. And that you wouldn't squander your love, that you would share it with others, share it with your circle of family and friends, but tradition also says share it with the wider community. The love and the blessings that you feel, make sure that it extends into a world that so desperately needs love to get it through its brokenness. The chuppah is a symbol of the Jewish home. It's the symbol of the home. It's also a symbol of God's presence in your lives. There's a Jewish teaching that says, lo ish b'lo isha, no person should be without another. And when 2 people come together, v'lo shnehem b'lo shechina, the 2 of them will find that there's a third in their house, and that's the presence of God. Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh amo Yisrael al yidei chuppah v'kiddushin. Blessed are you, O God, creator of the universe, who sanctifies your children with the sacred covenant of Kiddushin. Kara, Grant. So here's a story I heard. Kara, so it goes, was standing on the deck of a cruise ship that was on its way to Budapest. She was gazing out at the ocean, but occasionally she was glancing to her side at a very attractive young man standing near her. The young man couldn't help but notice her attentions, and he was flattered. So Grant finally mustered the courage to approach Kara and to say, pardon me, it may be my imagination, but I couldn't help noticing you looking in my direction. Is there something wrong? Kara blushed, and she said, oh, not at all. I just can't help but notice how much you resemble my first husband. The young man looked puzzled because she was so young and said, how many times have you been married? Kara smiled mysteriously and said, not yet. Okay, so that's maybe not how you really met.
I was like that.
But doesn't that sound a little like Kara? Yeah. Anyway, that story somehow reminded me of the 2 of you. Back in 2012, you didn't meet on a boat bound for Budapest, but you met at Queen's College, bound for mutual careers and education. It took place at a track where Kara, you were running, and Grant, you were working. You told her how great her brownies were that she'd brought there for everyone, even though that was a bald-faced lie, that nobody had been eating anything that day because the weather was so rotten and miserable outside. But Kara was hooked on you anyway, and soon you moved from brownies in the rain to frozen yogurt at Menchie's, lots and lots of movies, and Jewish food all over New York. It was probably the 4 years of shared kindnesses, however, that were exchanged between the two of you, that sense of feeling safe and protected that you were sure existed between you, and that it was okay for each of you to be weird. That is what brought you in May of 2016 to the park in front of Ardsley Middle School, where Grant, you got down on your knee, and Carrie, you shouted, "Stand up, stand up!" To which Grant mumbled something that he can't remember. He gave you a ring that you didn't like, but you didn't care. And, well, here we are. For 6 years, you have swept each other off your feet. You have shared sweetness, fun, a whole lot of learning, friendship, romance, and that sense of security that comes from holding each other in your arms. Or not. The effect that you have on each other, calming one another down, grounding each other, making each of you a better person, these are priceless, and you know that. And then there's the closeness that both of you have with your families, and that you see the other have with their family. You noticed this, and you understood this is someone who would do the very same in a family that the two of you would grow together. You can't ask much more than that to start a marriage. In the Zohar, which is Judaism's great mystical text, Rabbi Abba taught that when God sends two souls into the world, they're formed into pairs before birth. At conception, they're separated and they go their way into different wombs. But after they're born and as they grow, they quietly but steadily find each other in the universe, work their way back toward each other, and finally come into one another's lives and proclaim the union, reproclaim the union that they had known before birth. In this way, you become one body and one soul. This too reminds me of you guys, and it makes me want to offer you this prayer. May your lives together be full. May your years together overflow with happiness. May you always find the balance that allows you together to achieve that which is most precious to each of you, the fulfillment of your dreams, the blessing of a lifetime of family love, and honoring your love by forever sharing it with a world so desperately in need of healing. May you guys live to see your worlds fulfilled. And so I think you've been friends long enough. Let's get you married. Grant and Kara, I lift up the cup of salvation and I call upon the name of God. Kosh Yeshuot Asau B'Shem Adonai Ekra. Drink from the cup of life together. Be united by the joys you will taste together and be strengthened by the burdens you will bear together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Thank you, God, for bringing sweet things into our lives as symbolized by the fruit of the vine, but is made very real and very wonderful by the fruits of love. Kara, you want to take the first sip? If you think this is good, wait till you taste marriage. As you have shared the wine from this cup, so may you under God's guidance share contentment, comfort, and joy from the cup of life. May you find life's joys heightened, its bitterness sweetened, and all things hallowed by true companionship and love. The candles behind me, these are not part of the typical Jewish wedding tradition, but I asked you to bring them because you will see these many times through the years that you share together. They will grace your family table at particular Jewish moments, whether it's a celebration of the Sabbath, an observance of the Passover Seder, naming a baby, who knows what those moments will be. But the history of these candlesticks starts here, right now, today. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'chocho anu madlikin ner shel simcha v'chayim. Blessed are you, O God, by whose power we kindle the lights of happiness and of life. So, let me ask you to turn and face each other. And with faith in God who sanctifies life, dedicate yourselves each to the other by answering in the presence of this congregation. Do you grant, who is known among the community of Israel as Aaron ben Avraham v'Sarah, take Kara to be your wife, promising to cherish her and to protect her, whether in good fortune or in adversity, and to seek together with her a life sanctified by the faith of Israel?
I do.
And do you, Kara, who is known among the community of Israel as Ahava bat Reuven v'Leah Devorah, take Grant to be your husband, promising to cherish him and to protect him, whether in good fortune or in adversity, and to seek together with him a life sanctified by the faith of Israel?
I did.
I was hoping you would say that. That brings us to the Sheva Brachot, which I talked about on Friday night during your Ukbrach when you came to temple for your wedding blessing. Then I shared with you 2 of the blessings. I told you there would be 7. There's that number 7 again. That it's long. What I didn't say is that no one understands, like that breaking that glass, nobody understands these either. And even if there are fluent Hebrew speakers, they don't understand these because these are good prayers, and good prayers are dense and really difficult to comprehend. But let me give you some annotation. 7, the number of wholeness, the number of fullness. All religions are about building lives and building a world that is whole. It's very same in Jewish tradition. These 7 blessings set you up as our model for perfection that could exist in the world if we would just give our hearts to it the way you have given your hearts to each other. You are going to hear in the Hebrew a mention of the Garden of Eden, and you'll know you've heard it when you hear Gan Eden. That's the Garden of Eden, and it harkens back to the beginning of time and the beginning of history when the world was perfect, ostensibly inside the garden, inside a paradise. From that moment on, we have worked, endeavored, labored to try to get the world back to a place where we all take care of each other the way we did back in the garden. You then are our hope for the future. You are our hope that your love should become one of the building blocks for putting this world of ours together. 7 blessings, as difficult to count as 7 circles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Blessed are you, O God, who creates the fruit of the vine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol bara lichvodo. Blessed are you, O God, for whose honor all things are created. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer ha'adam. Blessed are you, O God, you created humankind. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yatzar et ha'adam b'tzalmo b'tzelem dimut tavnito v'hitkin lo mimenu binyan adei ad. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer ha'adam. Blessed are you, O God, you created humankind from an everlasting fabric and according to a divine image. Blessed are you, O God, the creator of humankind. Sos tasis v'tagel ha'akara, b'kibutz baneha l'tocha b'simcha, Baruch atah Adonai mesameach Zion b'baneha. Jerusalem, once barren, is gladdened by the joyful ingathering of these her children. Blessed are you, O God, who brings happiness to Zion through her children. Sameach tsamach re'im ha'ahuvim, k'samechecha yitzircha b'gan Eden mikedem. Baruch atah Adonai mesameach chatan v'chala. You cause friends and lovers to rejoice, as did your creation from the beginning of time in the Garden of Eden. Blessed are you, O God, who gladdens the groom and the bride. Baruch Is that 6? Am I up to 7? Are you keeping track? Anybody? All right. I'm going to assume this is 7.
Yeah, that was it.
Whew. Okay. There are a lot of words in this one, so it'll cover us in short. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bara sason v'simcha chatan v'chala gila rina ditza v'chedva ahava v'achava shalom v'reut mehera Adonai Eloheinu yishamei b'ra'arei Yehuda u'v'chutzot Yerushalayim kol sason v'kol simcha kol chatan v'kol kala Kol mitzhalot chatanim michupatam u'na'arim mishten neginatam Baruch atah Adonai mesameach chatan im hakala. Blessed are you, O God. You create joy, happiness, the groom and the bride, gladness, celebration, love, companionship, friendship, and God willing someday, peace worldwide. May these sounds of joy and gladness of this bride and groom beneath their wedding canopy, of their friends and of their family, soon be heard throughout all of our communities. Blessed are you, O God. You bring happiness to the groom and the bride. Grant, how about you take the first sip this time? Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. That brings us to some vows. Who's going to speak first? Okay, Jill, you want to bring that paper over, and also you could take her bouquet. Is it called a bouquet? Have some bouquet. All right. Let me pull this over so everyone else gets it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Grant, I love you means that I accept you for the person that you are and that I do not wish to change you into someone else. It means that I do not expect perfection from you, just as you do not expect it from me. It means that I will love you and stand by you even through the worst of times. It means loving you when you're in a bad mood or too tired to dance with me or let me sing in the car. It means loving you when you're down, not just when you're fun to be with. I love you means that I know your deepest secrets and do not judge you for them. It means that I care enough to fight for what we have and love you enough to never let go.
I'll hold this.
Thank you.
Kara, I stand here today, the luckiest man alive. Never did I imagine or even conceive of the possibility that I would meet someone so perfect. In making you my wife, I know that I will always have a confidant, an empathetic and caring partner that will not only support me, but make me better as well. For it is your very nature, your innate care for others and the world as a whole, that moves me, inspires me, and drives me to be the very best that I can be. It is hard to give you what you and your love give to me. But I swear to you this day that I will never stop striving to be the best husband and father, to not only meet but to exceed, and be the partner you deserve. Therefore, I vow to always make sure you know and feel loved. I promise to always and forever be there for you, no matter how big or small, no matter how often. To you I swear all of this and so much more, for I know that together we can overcome any obstacle, any challenge life might throw at us, and build a life far better than either of us ever could have alone.
How did you, Kara?
I knew his would be better than mine.
You want to take him to be your man?
Yeah.
All right. Jill, you still got those rings? Okay. Can you able to get them?
Fingers, so.
Yeah, I can help you.
There's one
As
there.
as long as people don't think I'm marrying you. Okay.
That's it.
Good? Okay. So let's see. Do me a favor. Step back. Let's try to get you centered again. It's a pretty picture. Okay. This is Kara's ring. And Jewish tradition surprises us. You had it sized for your ring finger, where you will place it later when you go out for yichud to spend a little time together. But during the ceremony, you're going to extend your right index finger and place it on there, just snugly, don't force it. Okay?
That's good.
All right, good. Take Kara's hands in yours and repeat these words which sanctify every Jewish marriage. Hare,
Hare,
at,
At,
mikudeshet,
Mekudeshet,
li,
Li,
betabaat,
Batabaat,
zo,
Zo,
kedat,
Kadat,
moshe,
Moshet,
v'Yisrael.
Israel.
With this ring,
With this ring,
be thou consecrated unto me
be thou consecrated unto me
as my wife,
as my wife,
according to the law of Moses
according to the law of Moses
and the faith of Israel.
and the faith of Israel.
And Grant, your right index finger. Good. You did so much better than last night's groom. I said, your right index finger, and he went like this. You are awesome. Okay, Kara, take his hands in yours and repeat these words which sanctify every Jewish marriage. Hare,
Hare,
Ata,
Ata,
Mekudash,
Mekudash,
Li,
Li,
Batabaat,
Betabaat,
Zo,
Zo,
Kadat,
Kadat,
Moshe,
Moshe,
V'Yisrael.
the Yisrael.
With this ring,
With this ring,
be thou consecrated unto me
be thou consecrated unto me
as my husband,
as my husband,
according to the law of Moses
according to the law of Moses
and the faith of Israel.
and the faith of Israel.
In the presence of this congregation as witness, you have spoken the words and performed the rites which unite your lives. I therefore declare you, Grant and Kara, to be husband and wife, married in accordance with the laws of the state of New York and according to the tradition of our Jewish faith. But don't kiss each other yet. I kind of love this. So I had promised to bring a talit for this ritual. This is a Sephardic Jewish custom, which means it comes from Northern Africa and the Middle East, of wrapping the bride and groom in a talit to give them our final blessing. And when I say our final blessing, I really mean it. But first I want to tell you about this talit. I forgot to pick my talit up at Temple. So this is my wife's talit. So it is an extension of our love for each other that I get to share with you today. Would you all please rise?
So we're going to wrap them up, and you'll see this is a snug kind of arrangement. Left hand, hold that.
Don't tell my wife I stepped on her talit. Okay, nose to nose.
It's nice, isn't it? So you guys are here because you're connected to them. This chuppah is held up by 4 poles, but the poles are a symbol of each of you. You are the ones who are signed on to help keep this marriage standing. So according to your own tradition, your own faith or lack thereof, please create a little personal prayer for them. And then I'll meet you on the other side of it to offer one more.
Since the times of ancient Israel, when the Jewish community has wanted to offer a prayer of hope and of love, these words, which were recited back in that temple in Jerusalem that we break a glass for, these, I think, are much more worth remembering than the glass. They go like this, and they're from all of us. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you, and may God always watch over you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God's face shine on you, and may you always feel that God is kind to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. And in this wondrous journey that the two of you have just begun, may God travel with you. May God's face be lifted up to you, and may God bless you with the most precious blessing of them all, the blessing of shalom, the blessing of wholeness, the blessing of completeness, the blessing of peace. Amen. Kara, let go. Great.
Did I have makeup on my face?
Okay.
That brings us to the glass. The only thing I'll say is when you hear it broken to smithereens, you know what you do. Shout Mazel Tov as loudly as you can.
Go.
Yeah.
2, 3. It's easier than you thought it would be. And falling is fearless when I know you catch me. Just take a breath. Dance with me. Just follow the music and watch my lead. Look into my eyes and trust me. Just take a breath. I'm falling fast, so be the one to catch me before I hit the ground. I loosen my grip until I notice your eyes are locked onto mine. Come with me, just hold my hand and wait and see. Everything can change in a moment. Just take a breath. Oh, I'm falling fast, so be the one to catch me before I hit the ground. I loosen my grip until I notice your eyes are locked onto mine. I'm falling fast, so be the one to catch me before I hit the ground. I loosen my grip until I notice your eyes are locked onto mine. I'm falling fast.
Let's hear for our bride and groom, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to introduce them in just a few minutes. I'd like to invite you all. Please stand up, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise. We're going to start our introductions with the parents of the bride, Richard and Leah West. Everybody. Next we have parents of the groom, Grant Derek and Kyle Killian. Let's hear. Come on. Some bridesmaids and groomsmen, Lana and Wesley. Betsy and Dustin, let's hear. This time we got Mara and Rob. Coming close to our bride and groom, ladies and gentlemen, we have the best man, the maid of honor this time. Let's hear for Jill and Brian. April 22nd, 2018 day is a day to remember, ladies and gentlemen. For the very first time, let me introduce to you our bride and groom of the day, Mr. and Mrs. Eric. Let's hear it. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Make some noise. First dance. All that you are from Rascal France, ladies and gentlemen.
And I feel all the faint morning light, filled with hope 'cause you're here in my life, and we've come from the edge of our souls, made it back to a place we call home. You see me through. I was alone in the dark, and the fear was my truth. Yeah, all the things that you are, built in broken life in my heart, and know that you are everything. There's a hope singing tonight, and light up the stars. All that you are.
All that you are. What a great song. The Goo Goo Dolls. Let's invite all of our guests, bridesmaids, groomsmen, best man, and maid of honor onto the dance floor with our bride and groom, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to join our bride and groom on the dance floor to dance with them. much, everybody. If you'd like to please take your seats for a few minutes, and we're going to have some toast very, very shortly.
Good evening, everyone. Let's lift our toast, our glasses, and toast the newlyweds. Don't worry, your arm won't get tired. My speech is short and to the point because I'm terrified to be up here right now. All right? Grizzle, thank you for being such an inspiration, a motivator, a friend, and an even better brother. Kara, I think we can all agree you're crazy for joining our family. Good luck with me beating your brother. But Grant and Kara, tonight we celebrate you. We all wish you a lifetime of happiness, love, health, and success and laughter. May you find humor in the bad, appreciation for the good. May your friendship throughout all the years grow. Cheers.
Let's hear for Brian, come on. Yeah. It's a maid of honor this time and sister of the bride. Let's hear for Jill. Jill, make your way.
Okay. All right. Congratulations, Kara and Grant. I am so happy for both of you. Kara, I might be your older sister, but I've always looked up to you. I'm constantly going to you for advice, and not kidding, I need a lot of advice. And I clearly value it. You've pretty much picked out my wedding dress and my Netflix queue. You also pretty much picked out my career. So when you decided to go into teaching, I decided to go into teaching. But let's not forget that I'm the one that got you your first teaching job, so I'm not sure if you want to thank me or blame me for that one. But still. And let's not forget the fact that I did schedule my wedding 3 months after yours, so sorry for everyone from out of town for that. Over the years, our relationship continues to grow. You are so easygoing and willing to do basically anything for anyone. The fact that you let me call you at any hour to laugh with me, cry with me, or listen to my never-ending string of complaints kind of proves my point. Grant, it's been great getting to know you over the last couple of years. I've seen time and time again how you truly care for Kara. Let's be honest, you're crazy about her. I've never seen Kara as happy as she has become since you have come into her life. You two are a perfect match, and I'm so happy that you both found each other. So, Kara and Grant, always remember that there will never be an obstacle that you can't overcome together. I wish you both a lifetime of happiness. Congratulations and mazel tov.
Let's hear for Jill, everybody, that beautiful toast. Next we have father of the bride. Let's hear for Rich, please.
This should be interesting because I mumble a lot and I'm partially blind, so. Before I start, I have to talk about my mother for a second. My mother was looking forward to this wedding. She unfortunately passed away last summer, but she was involved in all aspects of the wedding with Kara. They were talking about dresses and venues. She got to know Grant before she passed. They would talk about sports. They would talk about politics, and talking about politics with Grant is like a slippery slope, so you don't want to go there. So. But I'm sure she's looking and pointing to today with smiles, so. On a lighter note, Kara, my baby. It was just yesterday you were walking around the house with your little stuffed lamb, little stuffed poodle, little stuffed pig, and here you are today, a teacher, an adult, and now married. You've always been the type of person to find the good quality in everyone through your caring personality, and I'm sure everyone knows that here. Now, Kara knows that I embarrass her on a weekly basis, so there's really no reason to stop now, right? So, when Kara was in high school, she really struggled with high school and required a lot of tutors. So, I was kind of worried that, there was going to be an issue down the road. But the second Kara went to college, miraculously, she found this newfound intelligence and graduated with her BA summa cum laude and a master's summa cum laude. And during this newfound intelligence, she did the most intelligent thing I've ever seen her do, which is find Grant. These two are meant for each other. They're true life mates. They do everything together. They're each other's best friends. They're just happy being together with each other. When Grant moved back to Tampa to get his master's, Kara got herself a scholarship at University of Tampa and moved to Tampa to be close to Grant. When Kara moved back to New York to get her master's, Grant got himself a job here in New York to be back with Kara. So I've really got to know Grant for the past many years, actually. It's been a lot of years. So Grant taught me a lot. Does everyone here know that barbecue sauce is actually not a condiment but a beverage? Didn't know that. Grant, you're intelligent, you're thoughtful, you're caring, you're an all-around good guy, and I'm very happy you two will spend your lives together. You treat Kara like gold. I know in my heart you two are the perfect match. Thank you. Good.
Thank you, Rich. Give Rich a big round of applause. That was very, 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 very beautiful. And lastly, we got a close family friend of the groom, and indeed, his name is Jerry. If Jerry could come up to the table and make an announcement. Toast time. Here's Jerry.
Cheers, man. You're screwed. Okay, Grant asked me to come up here and say a few words. And obviously at an Irish wedding, he'd get roasted. But he says you have to be nice to me. However, I've got the microphone, so I won't be as nice. But I've known Grant for about 17 years, coached him down in Florida, and helped get him up to New York as well with Carl, who's over there, his college coach. But Grant was the type of player, anyone who knows Grant, full of passion, full of fight, type of player who just, he's up and down the line. On the left wing, he's a lefty, natural lefty, I think. But he's a fantastic player, a lot of heart, a lot of soul. So Grant's the type of player, though, that you have to put the reins on him. And I do remember this clearly about Grant. He would go down the wing, go flying down the wing, and not realize he's actually gone past the end line. He's on the other field in behind, right? And that happened seriously several times. The true word. So, but anyway, obviously very proud of Grant, the man he's turned into be. He's a true coach's dream. I mean, he's got such a heart, such passion, intelligent young man, someone who really put every ounce of energy into what he does. So to see him here and be to celebrate a special day, I'm very proud as well. So can we toast to Grant and Kara? Okay, and Kara I met a couple of times down in Tampa when I was coaching down there, and delighted for you both. Okay, cheers.
Let's hear it for Jerry, everybody. Give him a big round of applause. Thank you, Jerry.
Hi, everyone. Hi. So, Fox Run, hello. So we just want to say thanks to everyone for coming. We have a lot of people from out of town. We have people near and far. We love you guys all. And Grant.
We also wanted to just take a minute to remember who could not be here for tonight. I know many of my cousins were my groomsmen. I have many more cousins. Forever in our hearts, grandparents, all of that as well, right? Let's have some fun. Yeah.
There are places I remember all my life. The sun has changed forever. Now for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places have their moments with people and things that never before. I know I love to stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more.
and her dad. Everybody, hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. This time we've got room. And this mom on the dance floor for a great song, 20 Years Later by Aaron Lyons.
Just needed to talk to you today. I had one of those days, but I've been called to complain just to say everything that I did for all of those years. A taxi cab driver, nurse and maid, waitress, cook, and a shoulder blade. I hit on, cried on, nothing was going my way. Knew every answer without cracking a book, and I took for granted that I had it so good. Sorry it's taken me so long to say thank you, I love you, 20 years later.
Let's hear for Grant and his mom, everybody. Give a big round of applause, thank you. I'll be back to you in just a few minutes.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Rei bracha l'kofen. Amen.
A big round of applause to our bride and groom, everybody. Come on.